What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, family members, friends, strangers, enemies, ops? I don't know, however many. There's so many different groups of people, but we all human in this experience, man. I'm Jay Walker the third. That's my brother, my partner, my co-host, Carolina Dirt. What's going on with you?
Ain't nothing, the hump day happy hour tap in. As we were just saying before we went live, there's so much stuff going on in this world. You don't know if it's true, false, a myth, shit, bad karma, or what, but we hanging in there. We hanging in there.
Like they say, every day above ground is a great day. Quick shout out to RC. What's going on, RC? I was looking for you the other day in the other live. But without further ado, we do have a beautiful young lady down at the bottom, Miss Sherry Robinson. How are you this evening?
Hi, doing fantastic, guys. Fantastic. Glad to be here.
Absolutely, man. Sherry is going to share with us some important information at the
Oh.
ripe old age that I am. Um, this is sadly something that we should all make very important in our lives. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Um, and I think sometimes people don't have the right information, so they
Yeah.
don't really, you know, they're wary or suspicious of certain things. So we're gonna be talking about some life insurance and ways to protect your family and provide your family a way out. But
Yes.
before we get into that, I just have some, like my brother was saying, man, the world is crazy.
Yes.
How are we feeling about flying right now?
Oh, and I fly a lot. Ooh, wow. I know my son hit me up today, was like, Mom, you gotta, I don't know, take the train or drive or yeah. But I don't understand why all of a sudden are the planes falling out of the sky are crashing or colliding. Or I know I understood the snow one, but I still don't understand how it turned
And
over
flip
and
it.
was and slid on it. I mean,
Yeah.
Look,
I mean,
everybody on that Toronto plane, and this is not to make light of it, man. That was God at work that all those people survived a plane turning over on its upside down, basically. For everybody to have gotten out of there, that is amazing. And you should hit your knees and pray for one if you didn't have any belief.
okay.
Um, and if you do have belief, you should give thanks for His protection, His grace, and His mercy. And then
Yes.
you should go buy a lottery ticket.
Okay, you're going to buy a lottery ticket. Okay,
I don't see why not.
I'm sorry. That's great what you just said, and at the same time, mentally, they're going to be messed up.
Yeah.
They're going to look. They're going to be messed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a lot, man.
Yeah.
If to say a plane crashed, whether it was on the ground or coming out of the air, whatever, it crashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's on
Uh,
some like Final Destination, Denzel the Pilot type stuff. Like, like I just, it's crazy because in the past, it wasn't likely you hear about plane crashes.
No.
And now to have so many, what, Arizona, the Toronto one, the other big one, and then
DC, Philly.
the
Yeah.
DC, the Phil, like
Yeah.
they're coming together, and we it makes people find faith, but in the same sense, it makes people question destiny.
Mm.
Hmm. Um. Especially the one. I think that was the Philadelphia one that had the helicopter. Was that one the same one where the
That was
helicopter had
DC.
no the helicopter had no business flying at that time of night anyway. And then you're gonna collide. No, it's come on now. No, 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 no. No. I don't know if Denzel Washington is flying all these planes when he was on what's the
Oh, flight,
what's the movie he did where he's like, I was drunk Sunday, Monday,
Flight.
flight.
Tuesday.
Right. Right.
I mean, are they all at the same party? What's happening?
At at this point, the way look, if it make you fly the plane better, you know what I'm saying? I, I I don't know if I want them to drink or not to drink at this point. You feel me? I just you just gotta. I don't. It's so crazy. It's
Yes.
this is something that was happening for the most part once every couple of years. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we talking about 5, 6 times in the last 6 months.
2025. Yeah. Well, 2020, the end of 2024 going into 2025 has just been bananas. I mean, it's just, and you even talk, and they don't even talk about the one guy that got on there and want to try to kick the window out the plane where they restricted him with the seat belts and everything. It's like, if you don't go sit down, sir,
Right.
foolishness.
Try, trying to do something in the cabin of a plane. Pardon my French, just go get your ass whooped. I
Yeah.
don't
Definitely
know.
diving over
I
seats
don't.
and all.
Yeah, like it's just gonna get you beat up at this point. Like for the most part,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
people that were alive and of adult, recollection, we knew it's crazy that 9/11 is not the biggest thing that happened in the last 25 years.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
That's what's really crazy. Like for the people that were around and like I said, adulting in 2000, 2001, we was like, this is the craziest thing that ever happened.
Yeah.
And there have now been 1001 crazier things. Maybe not as devastating. Maybe it didn't affect as many people. Well, now, even some of the stuff now, it's affecting our country. I don't
Definitely.
like to speak on the orange dude too much because I feel like I be letting the toxicity roll through my body. You know what I'm saying? 2016 through 2020, I let that man make me sick. You feel me? And I just refuse to do it at this point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, no, no. Because it is going to be what it is. But we can't live in fear. We cannot live in fear. Period.
Right.
Man,
My mother
you
always
just
say he not in charge. They
No.
think they in charge, but they not in charge.
Yes. No.
but
Exactly.
still yet, uh I think the humanity and the empathy of him not, it seems like he don't care. Like he was on a golf course the other day.
Of course you.
When the thing happened with the helicopter, he was like, "What you want me to go do? Look at the water?" Like that aspect. If you're supposed to be the leader of this country and other countries are looking at you with no empathy, they look at us with no empathy as people, as citizens, as Americans. So like the representation is making us look even worse. But for you to, like I said, for you to not care about the tragedy, or you not worried about it, you golfing or you taking these trips, like that's not leader like.
No. No. Yeah, he doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't care. I don't even know if he care if it hits home to him.
It doesn't hit him. It doesn't affect him one way or the other. Like the only way it would affect him is if it was Air Force One at this point.
Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Um, I choose to believe, like my brother speaks on humanity. We talk about this all the time. We do have to make sure that we are not falling victim to the media that we see
Mm,
and basing our facts off of the media we see
yeah.
without doing the proper amount of research. I think the
Yeah.
answers are still out there. They're going to be confusing, but if you search for the answers, then you will find some truth in it. You feel me? But I just wanted to kind of, I just kind of wanted to go over that, man, because it's crazy.
It's
We got
yeah. It's yeah. Yeah. It's a
federal
lot.
workers losing their jobs like that was crazy.
Yes.
You force them to come back to work to fire them.
No, not only did you fire him, you realize you fucked up, and you want to hire him back, but you can't contact them because they're on secure lines. So
Mm.
if I can't use my home computer on high classified emails, I have to go to work. I just can't have a security clearance look it up through my phone or an unprotected device.
Yeah.
They fire. How you fire the people that clean up the national parks?
And then he's going to
the people
fire a
that
bunch of
protect Smokey the
IRS
Bear.
workers.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
fired the person that protects Smokey the Bear and Yogi Bear.
Yeah.
Right. They had the taxes held up, people filing taxes. They need that money. Eggs is $73 a piece right now. Um
So real quick, did you see? He fired the people that mess with the nuclear weapons. How you fire the nuclear weapon people?
Listen, when he first got in office, every glimpse of him that I saw, he had a pen in his hand. I was like, did this Joker go to sleep, take a nap, or anything? I mean, really? It's really,
Bro,
and it's not making sense.
hey, real quick, did you see the people? They said, imagine being on a date for Valentine's Day. You got fired that night.
mm, mm.
That's
It's
crazy, man.
it's definitely crazy, man. And it's all in the vanity of Barack Obama had the Affordable Care Act that was nicknamed not by him, Obamacare. So I think a lot of these pen strokes is for him to have something with his name on it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely so. They're talking about getting another stimulus check. He dangled $1 to take 500,000. They said Elon Musk making $8 million a day, so he dangled us $1 to take 500,000 something else. That makes no sense. And people voted on him based on the dollar sign. And now look at this shit. The same people that voted, he either got fired or the farmers are talking shit.
Yeah,
The farmers they going berserk. But that's
because they were supposed to get the most help. They were supposed to get the most assistance. It's so much, man. Them thinking that DEI was this great thing for African American people, and we'll be honest, it was helping white women.
Yeah.
It was white women first. You know what I'm saying? You're disabled, you're handicapped, you're veterans, and then I guess black people. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the system being the way that it is, you didn't get a job just because you was black. And I think that's the common misconception of what the DEI program is. We got all these hot button words that we use, and that's what's so crazy to me. Like, what's the next hot button word? You got birthers. It's all trigger words. Is everything triggered in order to put people in a frenzy? And I just want the people that are nervous and have anxiety about this to. It's not to say that there's no reason for you to worry, but also don't worry just because. Do your research. Do your research.
Man, I got a real quick before we get into this, because we actually vibing. I got a problem with this kind of off topic. These fucking oxtails. All across my social media, they talking about oxtails and less, and why oxtails this price, why a black business owner charging this much. It's a freaking oxtail. Do y'all know how much oxtails were 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
I know 1 pound of them ain't supposed to cost you $100.
1
I
pound,
know that.
2 oxtails. But he did charge for shipping. He did put the shipping charge in there. But still, yeah. I don't eat oxtail. And I see oxtail about 3 times a month myself. My pops cook oxtail all the time. There's no way you pay that much money for that little bit of food. But in a sense, if that's his price, that's his price. You don't have to complain. Just don't buy it.
It's meat markets everywhere because you buying into the fact that somebody said that they oxtails was life changing. That's on you. You feel me?
That's
That's on you.
what in the world? Okay, so I didn't see that. And you guys know I don't eat beef or pork. So yeah, I don't. Yeah,
But
that
even if
oxtail
it
thing.
was, even if it was Cambodian goat milk or whatever your vegan equal is to an oxtail, right? There's certain things that there is a cap on what you would spend for it, no matter what they said about it, right?
Right.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. We just live. We people are confused, and a lot of people move on the things that are status symbols, I guess. The flex of it
yeah.
all. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, it's black business too. When it comes out to black business owners, how do you
Our
set your price?
community, our
Yes.
community has to do better. Period. Our community has to do better with supporting each other. Period. Um, our community has to do better with being jealous of each other instead of coming together. So there's so many things that we blame other people for, and we're smart. We're very smart, creative, successful people, but we just go apart and grow apart. And if someone is selling something over here, and then someone that don't look like us is selling something over here, some a majority of us will go buy over here because they, for some reason, have that cultural conditioning mindset that I ain't gonna deal with this person because I know over here it's gonna get done correctly. Because I'm not gonna get a hookup over here, or I'm not gonna get a discount over here, but I'm gonna go over here and support and give over here. So how
exactly.
are we supposed to grow? How are we supposed to do stuff? I mean, if we're not believing in each other, supporting each other, 100% building together, locking arms, heavy hitters. I was just at a Black Wall Street event in Charlotte, and it was some heavy hitters on the panel. But we need more of that. We need more of that. And that conversation piece was about restoring a community that was taken. The builders, the developers come in and they'll take your land, property, they redo what they're gonna put on it. They give you breadcrumbs, but at the same time, if you don't know your worth or your what you have over here as an asset, and they dangle a carrot, that check in front of you, you're gonna be like, yeah, I ain't gonna do nothing about it. They're gonna take it and run. It's like going
Right.
to get that lottery ticket and you hit that lottery ticket. But if your mindset not strong enough to say what you're gonna do when you get all those millions, you're gonna be right back in that same spiral because you haven't fed your mind the right food and education as to how to serve the community, how to give back, how to restructure your money, how to make sure you just take care of what you need to take care of and help your community. Not saying you're going to have to take care of everybody because you can't, but at the same time, people that have won the lottery, that's why they spiral back down because their mindset is not taught. And it's like another person that goes to jail and gets out. I don't know, I'm not caught, not pointing things, but that person, if they've been locked up for so long and they get out into society and they don't know any better, their mindset is pretty much saying, hey, how do I go back into here where I was comfortable? I'm out here in society, but nobody's welcoming me. I can't get a job. All odds against me. I might as well go back in here where I was comfortable. So let me go do something so I can go back in there. You know,
Another thing is, I
Crazy.
think, I think as a community, we once we reach a certain success, whether you're local or nationwide or regional,
Yeah,
we put a price tag on info. The same info we got for free, we put a
yeah,
higher price tag on it. Like
yeah.
I've seen people that would give info for free, then they read a certain status, and I understand your time is valuable, but the people you are talking to are the same place you work, and they don't have that income to give an extra $200 a month just to have an hour session with you or listen to you speak. And what they do is they put a barrier up against the people that they used to be to create another lane, but then they get mad when they're not getting supported. Well, I can't afford to support you anymore because you've outpriced the info, or you put a price tag and now the info, you done diluted the info. And I think that's another problem because I've seen people have panels where they want, $75 a seat. That's cool, but look at the region that you're trying to have this in. That region's not going to give you $75 and pack the room. You might get 15, 20 people, but you're not about to get 50, 60 people. And there's some people that value that information, and information is priceless.
Yeah.
It's gatekeeping. But everything, there's a certain duality to everything, man. Like, I can give you the information, and a lot of times, we're speaking with G. G is one of our family members that comes on and gives great perspective and information. And you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. You feel me? So there's the duality of just everybody needing to do a better job to achieve the things that they say that they want to achieve. The talk is great, but the action is greater.
Yes, absolutely. And one more thing. Someone had put in the chat about the wildfires out in California. How about some of those homeowners? The insurance company dropped them. What are they supposed to do? And I think he dropped in their chat that they got a stipend of what, $750?
Yeah.
Really? So here you go. I've been living here all this time, and now an act of God happened that burned my house down, and you just dropped my. Now what am I supposed to do?
I don't think it was an act of God. And I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into conspiracies. Yeah, I don't like to get into conspiracies, but I don't think that was an act of God. And this is one thing that I saw the other day, and I wish I could name that creator. But the day after, TikTok took an extended lunch break, and the whole world went crazy for about eight and a half hours, right? And one of the first things that I said when it came back was like, let's be clear, this app is not the same as it was before it went down.
Mm-hmm.
So the creator, and again, I wish I had their name so I could give them credit. They was like, hey, man, and I saw this maybe yesterday, the day before. They was like, you notice that after TikTok went down and came back up, you ain't see none of the wildfire information.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't see nothing about the wildfire came up on TikTok ever since that happened. There was private citizens, creators, amateur journalists that was out there in the field getting content, and I cannot find any of that.
But it's crazy. Also, you don't see the North Carolina people neither.
The North Carolina, the hurricane people, Hurricane Helene,
and they, I think they had got like $750, but you don't see those victims talking anymore. You don't see the savagery of the land. You don't see people going out there helping out anymore. Before, and it was in my algorithm. I would admit, both of those was in my algorithm. I don't see those no more.
Wow.
Yeah,
both of those are my algorithm heavy.
Wow.
But we unpacked a lot today. So again, we are not experts. We just two brothers that have a show, and we like connecting with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We are not the authority on this information, but we do have an opinion. And you can agree with my opinion, or you cannot agree with my opinion. I ain't gonna lose no sleep about it. Just something that, just a little food for thought.
Yeah.
based on our conversations. But Sherry, you are,
Yes.
yeah, you tell the people why you here. How about that?
Okay. I am Sherry Robinson. I am a health coach, life coach, as well as a financial leader. I am a corporate bank executive as well. So I am your health and money girl. So,
I like it.
um, and I've been in this arena for uh, about 30 plus years. Um, Coming out of the New York, New Jersey, Northeast area. Now sitting in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. And my jam is, I think the last time I saw you guys, I was on with Gray Nation Squad, um, which we are still out there. Little twist in it now as us, uniquely sophisticated. So I don't know if you saw us out there. We're still vibing in the community.
I was gonna
Um,
say you look fabulous.
thank you. Yeah, I think.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think the last time you saw it, I had buzzed off some of my hair and everything. So, but yeah, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
um, so yes, money and health. That's my jam. Money, health, and I think you guys saw. You captured me talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there as an ignorant conversation that I was having with someone who alluded that it was on the tune of health insurance,
Hmm.
and I do have a health insurance representative, but I don't know where he is this evening. But he might pop on. I don't know. But I'm gonna speak on it. Um, and whoever wants more information, you guys know how to contact me. Um, but on I had a conversation where I heard with life insurance, the person does not have life insurance, and their comment was, "My kids can deal with it when I'm dead and gone."
Mm.
And yeah, see, so
Bam.
what I mean, if I mean, it's like my whole head wanted to spin around. It's like that is the most ignorant comment I've heard. Why would you? I mean, do you not know how to build generational wealth? Leave your kids, your loved ones, a little better off than something than nothing. And life insurance is huge. Um, money is money is huge. It's up there with oxygen. You know, some females don't like to talk about money. I love money. Money loves me. I I go back out and educate on it
I ain't met the ones
financially.
that don't like to talk about it.
Huh?
I said I haven't met the ones that don't like to talk about it.
It's just very interesting out here with our community and the culture, the priorities. We got to do better. We got to do better. Now going back to the life insurance, we all gonna pass away. We all had that number, right? Um, so again, why would you not put something in place that's going to cost you $25, $30? It depends on the size of the policy. And again, I apologize. I don't know where Mark is, but it's all good. Um, Whatever and however, put something in place, and not just put it in place. Make sure that you paying on it every month. And
Right.
it's not once your head go cold. And like I said, you're gonna be sitting on ice a little longer, and then your family be scrounging around here looking for a GoFundMe. Come on now, come on,
Church fish
really?
fry.
Yeah.
All this is, and I think the people that know. I mean, this is going to be redundant for some people. I feel like we run in a very mature, responsible group of people in our daily lives, as far as me and my brother. But just to put it in terms like some of these brands that y'all love to spend money with,
Yeah, yeah.
they had insurance when we were property.
Mhm, mhm.
So off the backs of, not only did they work us, not pay us nothing, not they insured us and they got wealthy off of that insurance.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
a phrase. I
Yeah.
can't think of the phrase right now. I got it run, but I forgot. There's a professional term, and then there's a loose term for the insurance of the employees. I can't think of the name of it.
And then
But
there's that's what we was just talking about a couple weeks ago. These jobs, when you go clock in at work, they have insurance on you.
Yeah.
yes,
With the workers' compensation, all that stuff. Yes.
and you have
Yes.
to understand. Some jobs, some careers, they do offer you a life insurance policy, but you
Yes.
can also get one outside your job. We have one of our loyal people, family members, Alicia. She's just got into the business of life insurance, and
Like, okay.
she educated me a good bit on it. But there's two terms, or there's two big major ideas of term policy and permanent life policy. So can you break it down in your words of each one of those?
Again, I don't sell life insurance, whole life insurance. The difference, I, I I'm gonna be really. Let's see how I can play it safe here. um, I'm not
See,
the life insurance guru. Put it that way.
That's fine.
The
We're
person,
just having a
Mark, that,
conversation.
but, huh? Okay,
We're just having
but
a conversation.
she's not the subject matter expert, so don't go in her socials and her emails talking crazy about some information that she did not provide to you as an end all be all gospel. All right, now what you got?
you, you need life insurance. Period. Now, different ones is when that licensed insurance representative does a whole profile on you to figure out about. It's like a questionnaire that they would do on that individual, right? To see if you're gonna qualify for a whole life, because that goes by your age. And I also know with the insurance policy, sometimes there's a physical that's needed. Um, and those guys, those when I say guys, those men and women, they know how and what the whole insurance industry is looking for, and how to help us get those policies where they do have something is tiered for everybody, some
Right.
shape, form, or fashion. You can get some type of life insurance. Now, how much it's going to cost a month, that's a different factor. Health does play into the policies as well. But the main thing is some shape, form, or fashion, you need life insurance, period.
Absolutely. If it's only enough to not put the people that you leave behind in a bind. If you want to be like I'm a what you call that? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. What you call that
Cremation.
thing? Yeah, I'm a cremation person. I'm
I am too.
claustrophobic. Don't put me in no box. Um, at a certain point, all of my family is gonna be gone. There's gonna be a headstone out there that's just gonna look bad because nobody is gonna do anything about it. Cremate me, and I don't care if you flush my ass down the toilet. Don't put me in no box.
Okay.
I
But at the end of the day, we spend a lot of time. We see these stories on social media every day of my mom passed, my dad passed, my uncle passed, and we don't have any information. He may have had a policy, we don't know. And you send people, they're already stressed about losing you. They're already stressed about their everyday life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then on top of that, they have to find a way to do something respectable with you, and you could have circumvented some of that stress.
Dude, you know how much a casket is these days? A
Exactly.
burial, a burial ground. I knew.
Yeah.
Well, there's a story. This guy passed away. Um, he wasn't. He was. late 30s, early 40s. He passed away, and there was a search done on GoFundMe, and they were trying to get his burial stuff straight, donations, and he had on there it was $5 donated.
Mm, mm.
That's horrible.
Like, that is heartbreaking, heart wrenching. That shit made me like when I was told about it and I went and looked, I was just like you, even the most evilest person in the world, somebody's giving probably more than $5.
I'm about to say when these law enforcement individuals go out here and they take somebody's life and they get a unpaid suspension, if they get an unpaid suspension, they go from these be capped out. When
It,
these
and that's
people go online and they say something racist and they lose their job, they go from these go crazy.
that's like when you're young, you feel like you won't live forever, and then when you get old, you feel like whatever.
I
Well,
think
that's
some
when
people do feel like that.
that's where, especially if you have children. Again, why not put something in place to lead them? I don't care if it's $500, $1,000. Not, I'm not even talking about the hundreds and hundreds of $1,000 that you can put on yourself to say, hey, I got a home. I want my home paid off. I don't want I want my debts, all that stuff paid off, and it does require some preparation, some planning, as we call it, estate planning, um, which you can do yourself to a certain degree. Um, but at the same time, our community, we had to do better. We must do better. Um, it's a need. Is the GoFundMe's? I think we're the high. I mean, you want to GoFundMe for everything, for every. I mean, like you just said with the cost of caskets, and I think Costco now sells
Yes,
caskets.
I was just gonna say that
Costco been
Costco
selling
stuff.
caskets.
Yeah,
I mean, and then that's like you said, the caskets is starting like $5,000,
yep,
and then I've dealt with so much grief in my family just to see what it costs to put someone to lay someone to rest. Even with because the funeral home, that's a business. They want to
yep.
get paid. Or they're not moving nothing. You're not taking one of their chairs. You're not moving one of their cars until until you pay them. Straight up, no chaser. And
Right.
so, and then another thing is, we don't like to talk about death. We don't like to talk about death. If you start talking about it, it's like, oh my God, nobody got time to be talking about that right now. Yes, you need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Just like you just mentioned, how if something happens to you, don't put you in a box. And when you speak like that, you're already saying what and how your wishes is, right?
Right.
Some people, if they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to talk about it, but we have to. And as well as prevention, and like we all have a number, right? Um, you guys are talking about oxtails. Why are we still eating oxtails in 2025?
They good. I probably shouldn't, but they good.
Yeah,
Nah, I
so
mean the overall. I understand what you're getting at. The overall theme of doing everything you can to extend your life. If you're scared of death, you need to be actionable in what you do to at least extend it.
yeah.
Um, to not just be here. You know what I'm saying? You look at some of these elder abuse is crazy.
Oh my
It
goodness.
is crazy. It's not enough that they had enough money to be put in a home. Those people are not related. Some of those people are suffering from dementia. So it doesn't make it easy for a person to take care of them. So if you're not related, you have no love involved. Um, just because they're alive don't mean that they in a good situation. You
Right.
feel me? So we all need to be better at what we're doing. We need to be proactive. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? With everything. You know, you have 23,000 miles on that tire. You know that tire got a bubble on it, but you keep driving on it, and you're gonna wait until it sets you down to have to spend money that you could have spent. You could have prepared and spent money, and it wouldn't have been an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, just the
Well,
importance of.
before the Latinos got kicked out, you know, Hector had
Uh
some
oh.
used tires for $30 a tire.
I
Uh oh.
can't. That's a whole.
And Hector and Juan
Indeed.
sell the tires. Hector and Juan.
Change
Well,
all
I
four of
was
them for $100.
$100.
17 minutes.
Hey, with a crank pallet, like they ain't even got the lift. They out there pumping them tires, man. But I did want to because you did touch on the black community when it comes to that, and I think investing has been a focal point in the black community, especially before COVID. It's been in my algorithm heavy. But recently, within this last decade, investing in within the black culture, as far as stocks and land and everything, has been a focal point. But I do think life insurance, health insurance, stuff like that, I think we do lack because I think we believe we're invincible. We believe these home remedies help. We believe meditation help. We believe the doctor is a liar, but this over-the-counter pills will help. But there's a lot of stuff that you can't control. Like you need health insurance, you need a life insurance policy, um, and these are basic needs that people just don't want to buy into. I know people that work the job and was like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna get health insurance. I'm just gonna make sure I'm good." Well, if you ain't got no health insurance, I know you ain't got no life insurance policy, unless the job puts you on the life insurance policy. I just think, like you said, we do have to work smarter. We
Meanwhile,
can't
they
bank.
got a $1,800 phone.
Yeah,
One phone bill is $219 a month.
Yeah.
Um, it's
but not
like
only that, if you bought 3 pairs of Jordans, you can pay almost a year of your
Like,
life insurance policy.
yes. Yeah.
it's
It's
making
priorities. It's priorities, period. But
exactly making
yeah.
things important for
Hmm.
yourself. Also, and it's one of the things that me and my brother also talk about or have talked about. Um, we are the first generation of the internet. There is not any answer that you cannot get to a degree. You feel me? I think we came up in a time, the generation before us, our parents, people born in the 40s, early 50s. You know what I'm saying? It's like it was just go to work, clock in, clock out, get your money, get your check, and move on. And we now live in a time now where people are getting wealthy in unorthodox ways. But the one thing that has always been consistent over the years is financial knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
knowledge of
Hmm.
investing in stocks, in bonds, in precious metals, in
Land.
green land, green
Hmm.
technologies.
Hmm.
Um, you got a lot of apps out here like Acorn,
Hmm.
um, Robinhood. It's now in a place. Once upon a time, you had to know or know somebody that specialized in that information. We are now in a place now where everybody has access to it.
Hmm.
Um, you got a cash app. Somebody can send you $5. Somebody can send you $50. They can send you $500. Within that app, there are ways to purchase those stocks, those Apple stocks,
Hmm.
those Coca-Cola stocks, those Kraft stocks, those Tesla stocks. There's different ways for you to increase your wealth portfolio.
Oh yeah.
It's just a matter of prioritizing and making it important to you.
What else also is I believe, in my opinion, people that are successful and stuff like that, it seems they come off not arrogant, not condescending, but they make people that don't have information like that, they feel bad because you might say, "Hey, I'm investing cash app," and they'll be like, "No, you need to go to a big firm." It's like it downplays the interest because people feel like they don't have enough because the cash app and the Robinhoods, all that let you invest $1. You have people that have more that say, "No, go here," but it might
Go
be
to
five.
Charles Schwab. Go to
Yeah, but it
Fidelity.
might be a 500 or $1,000, you know, minimum. But these people don't have it, and as a black community, we need to reinforce. If you want to do these smaller things, okay, let's get this to spark your interest. And I think that's part of the
Yes.
problem.
Right. Right.
And with life insurance, somebody might say, "Man, I just work at McDonald's or Sonic. Man, I ain't getting no life insurance." No, you can take the $6 or $8, depending on how old you
Yes.
are, and
Yes.
invest that into life insurance. But people think it has to be something bigger
Big.
because
Yes. Mm-mm.
where they get the information makes it sound like it's bigger instead of
Mhm.
more relatable.
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, with you having a finance background, what are your top three things for somebody that might have limited surplus? I hate to say extra money. I hate when people say extra
Yeah,
money.
I hate
Ain't
that
no
too.
such thing. Um, but what are three basic ways that are not super stressful that they can begin to invest in a more traditional way?
Um, I'm going to say a savings account. Savings accounts don't pay the best interest right now. A savings account, like you said with the apps, there's different apps that save you money where you can go into the grocery store and purchase something and they were like, "Do you want to round it off here?" No, you can round it off from your app. It's gonna take it and put it right back into a savings account where if there's a rainy day that you need the money, because you're not gonna miss it. I don't care if it's 45 cents or it takes a certain
Yeah,
percentage and that person can set that up. I think it's an app called Optune as well, where you set that up. That's through your bank account, and anytime you swipe that debit card, it's gonna do the roundup for you and put it in a savings account. Where again, if you need to have a rainy day, you can pull it straight from your savings account, and it's not even at a bank or anything. It's right from your phone. So a savings account, whether it be on an app or at a traditional bank, is key. I being a banker so long, some people sort of sleep on CDs, and CDs
Hmm.
is a certificate of deposit. And hypothetically, you start at say a $500 one, and you what a CD is a certificate of deposit. And you go in and set it for a certain term, like a 6 months. Within 6 months, you get a certain amount of interest. Once it matures, it comes due on this date. You get a notification. You have 7 days, like a 7 day grace period. So if you want to add to it, or if you need to withdraw it to park it somewhere else, wherever you're getting a little higher interest, you can do that at that time where you don't get a penalty. So people still sleep on CDs.
I don't even have no
So
CD player. We who using CD players?
a certificate of deposit in the bank world. So that, as well as, and this is like old school banking days with the savings account, a certificate of deposit, um, uh, a money market account, that's out there. But really, truly saving somewhere, some shape, form, or fashion, having some money saved somewhere. Um, some people have homes that have equity in their homes. You know, and I know you was talking about a savings. Another thing with me that I educate on with financial literacy is credit. That's a whole nother conversation that we can have, where we just want to throw it to the side. Like I don't want to deal with that right now. I don't even know. I don't even want to know my score right now. But if you go to www.annualcredit.com, you are entitled to get a free credit report each year from all three bureaus. And that's where you can take the time and sit down and go through line by line if you need to dispute something, or just go through it to see where you're at with your credit, and making yourself aware of that instead of just saying, I don't want to deal with it right now. We have
And
to
right
deal with
now,
it.
right now is an important time because they just
Yeah.
had this breach with these credit bureaus, and
Yes.
you not looking at it, you don't know who is over there with your
Mm-hmm.
name and your social
Mm-hmm.
charging you for something or holding something against you that shouldn't even be there. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a good reason, if you haven't done it in a while, to go ahead and check into your credit report. You said annualcreditreport.com, or
Yeah, www.annualcreditreport.com, where
all
you
right.
allow every year, you get a free credit overview of your credit history. I had a young lady that, you have some people that's like, I haven't even bought anything lately. I didn't need to run my credit or anything. So I'm thinking I'm good. She thought she was good. She goes in to get her daughter a cell phone. Okay, the cell phone people is like, look, you already got a phone and you haven't even paid for this phone. And she was like, what are you talking about? So someone got her information, went and got a cell phone, and she's part of identity fraud now, and that's a whole headache right there, because there's
Right.
no sense of urgency, and they're looking at you side eye now, and it's just like, yeah. But in reality, if you don't follow the protocol, you're gonna have to go get a police report. And again, there's no sense of urgency on the back end because they don't care, you
I
know.
think
Right.
Um, so, and then you come in to open up a bank account, and that you got a long sheet here. It's just like, but I got a police report, and it's like, okay, so you're aware and you're doing something about it, and then, you know,
Go look
but
at
yeah,
it and dispute everything, even if you bought some of that stuff.
it's, and with the way these the economy is going now, you do have to protect yourself, and
yeah,
protection is help. Well, the protection is your financial literacy, as far as your stocks, your
hmm,
bonds, your cryptos, your health insurance, your
yeah,
life insurance, because people are going to lose their mind. As many people have been fired from the government, small
hmm,
business closing down, big
hmm,
businesses laying off. People are going to
hmm,
lose their mind and try to figure out their um, your future financial steps, because you might have been making 200,000 a year, but he just
hmm,
fired you. And if
Right.
everybody's
and
fired, everybody's laying off, it's hard to find a job that can equip what you were making in your lifestyle previous. So
yeah,
your protection is the life insurance policies, the health insurance policies, your dental, your vision, all the stuff that you think is extra that'll make you broke. That's really your protection.
yes, absolutely.
So that.
And also, I'm sorry to say, and not to be a Debbie Downer, and being in that mental health space, suicide
Yes.
rates.
Yes.
Hmm.
You know how many people way over six figures, and once they lose that income because they already identified themselves with that income, and they never thought about it, what if this could happen to me, and how do they deal with it? Yeah.
And life insurance and all life insurance don't pay that out. So if somebody go lose their mind, they might have a $300-400 policy, thousand policy, but if suicide's not part of that,
That's, yeah. Yeah.
And it normally is not. Just so you
Yeah.
know, it is normally not
Right.
something that an insurance company is going to pay out on.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
So
look,
yeah.
Let me show this one video real quick, and
Okay.
I just want both of your ideas on this video.
Okay.
It goes along with what we're talking about real quick. Let me find it. I don't know, Sherry, how much you're into sports, but just listen to the message that he's trying to say.
Okay.
About the future. What if we all took, you know, life insurance?
Next play, give me that 2 base. Next play, give me 2
Like
base.
these guys that's getting all this NIL money, why don't they get life insurance for their parents? Now you're dealing with generational stuff that's going to help generations. We shouldn't be staggering about when somebody passes away, chipping in for the funeral. All that stuff should be straight. That's the kind of mindset.
NIL is just basically these college kids, some high school kids, they're getting paid to perform at a young age. And he's saying if your parents are somewhat healthy, like you say, if they pass the Q&A part and all that, and they don't have take out another policy on them.
Absolutely.
So your opinion and my brother's opinion real quick on that video before we get out of here.
Very powerful. Overview and solidifies what needs to happen out here today as far as creating our generational wealth for our community.
I agree. They give Coach Prime a hard time, a hard way to go because he is confident, he's brash, he's not gonna go quietly into the night, but they hardly ever say where he's speaking from and how he is trying to turn these young men who I'm far from a teenager because I was conflicted, I was emotional growing up, from 13 to, if you being honest, from 13 to about 28. You know what I'm saying? You go through these things. And for him he's wealthy. He ain't got a coach. He don't have to speak to you. You feel me? He could be like a lot of other wealthy people and just go on continuing to try to, make his generational wealth that much more. But he's speaking to these young kids. You a freshman all-star basketball player. This school gave you $1.5 million. Why not take out $100,000 policy and provide it for your mother or your father, even if he was absentee?
Yes,
It's not like he gonna get the money. It's ultimately an investment for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, we need more people in his position speaking to young people in that manner.
I gave an idea to Alicia. Like I said, she's getting into that business. Her and the guy that trained her, and I told him, I said, with this NIL, y'all should focus on the young kids because they're getting this big check and they don't know what to do with it.
Right.
They're 19 years old. Like my brother said, if some school gives you an $800,000 deal at 18, 19 years old, and your parents are, they've invested to your future. They took you all these practices and all these programs, but they're still working the same job they've been doing for 20 years. Dad working in a factory, mom might be working in a hospital. Their body's not the same. So take some of that money and invest in them. Don't go buy the Dodge Charger. Don't go, balling out the club because you got it. Like, use some of that money because, like my brother said, that money's coming back to you. That money, hopefully, prayerfully, blessings, that money comes back to you in 15, 20 years when your career might be over and you're working some dead-end job, but mom and dad lived there 80, 90 years old, and that $200,000 check come through the door, or whatever it is. But it's protection for you, and as you said, it's just generational wealth, and you even said it's generational wealth. But I just think we need to focus on the young kids now because they are the future, and help them understand that it's not as big as you think it is. It's pay this $8 a month. That's it. You just keep paying this $8 a month, or whatever it is, and you'll see it come back in the future. Hopefully, prayers that you see it in the future, because bearing
Stop buying them
grandparents
oxtails and get you some life insurance.
Yeah.
Well, they say the oxtail is healthier than the Fifi.
They tell us a lot of things. Ain't no telling, man. This has been super dope. I do appreciate your energy and your information shared. Was there anything that you wanted to say on the way out?
On the way out, no. On your health, take ownership of your health and your wealth.
Oh, provide your socials.
Oh, on Instagram, I am the Sherry Experience as well as the Savvy Business Consultant. And on Facebook, Life Coach. Yeah, Life Coach Sherry. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And on TikTok, who am I on TikTok? Who am I on TikTok? Do you
She
guys
said,
know?
"Who am I on TikTok?"
I think I'm the
Who is
Sherry.
you?
I think, you soldier boy. I think I'm the Sherry Experience on TikTok as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to come back to hang out with you guys. So
Oh, definitely.
just let me know. And yeah, the next time I come back on, I can be the subject matter expert in health and wellness arena.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
we definitely try to have these conversations. You know, the show is the BOTB live show or bottom of the bottle, and they just assume that we be in
hit the
here just
bottom.
talking crazy. Now, sometimes we be talking crazy. I'm getting twisted, but
Yeah, I
we do
know.
try to provide. You know, I feel like that's one of my calls with this is to not only be silly or have fun, but to
Educate.
provide people knowledge
Yeah,
and educate.
yeah.
So we definitely will have you back. Um, Carolina, you got anything else before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I want to appreciate Sherry coming back on here. Once again, she was on here with the group of the coolest
Great Nation
people.
Squad.
Great, y'all are the cleanest. Mr. Govan is, man. I be looking at his pictures and I be looking at y'all parties, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all be extra. Like if they did a
Thank you.
Harlem Nights over,
Thank
they
you.
definitely need to do one of y'all parties. Like that should be a scene because y'all be
Yeah.
clean cut. Y'all make black beautiful. Y'all make black
Thank you.
like y'all represent it well. The
Thank you.
fact that you said you went to a Black Wall Street thing, like I can see that in the way y'all carry yourself. Like y'all are
Thank
networking, but networking together. Um,
you.
Very fashionable. Um, I'm trying to get mine to grow in. It's coming. It's coming. I'm trying to get it going. But I definitely appreciate you and your energy and you wanting to be a part of the show. And
Yeah.
with the change of your partner not coming, like you flowed with the show. You know, some people
Oh.
they be like, I don't know if I'm gonna do this now because they had a certain idea that so and so, but you made it work and you vibed out with us. So I definitely appreciate you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Look, this is the BOTB live show. This is the Hump Day Happy Hour tap in. We at the halfway point through our work week, man. We live for the weekend. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe, all that good internet talk, man. And like I always say, love the people who love you back.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
until the next time, y'all be easy. We gone.
Hey. Yay. Awesome. Bye, guys.